Hello everyone. I just wanted to use this video and make a quick announcement. I've been wanting to do this, but I just kept procrastinating. But this is an announcement to let you know that as of about 3 days ago, I have registered and switched my party affiliation to Republican. Now, if you look at my other videos and if you've seen some of the things I've said, you probably know that I've only done this to support my candidate for 2012, Ron Paul. I believe that he's the best thing that could ever happen to this country. Um, I'm having my doubts whether this country deserves him, with the way things have been going, with the way we've been voting for the past so many years. But nonetheless, I think he's the only man running for president right now that can and will turn this country around. I believe that so passionately. And I believe in leading by example. I don't believe I should ever tell somebody to do something that I'm not willing to do for myself. And for that reason, I have switched my party affiliation in order to support him in the primaries, and I am urging all of you to do the same. I posted this announcement a couple days ago on my Facebook. I put it as my status. And I've noticed I've gotten mostly positive responses from it. I think maybe people are afraid to try to argue with me or disagree with me, or they just don't feel like talking about politics, and that's fine. But for the most part, people have responded positively. I actually had 2 or 3 people like my status that I was pretty sure were diehard Obama supporters. So I was a little surprised at that, but I'm not so sure they like Ron Paul so much as, maybe they think it's cool that I'm actually doing something about what I believe in and carrying that over into action. And, maybe that's why I did it. But I also got some responses from a couple friends and family that have told me that they've been third parties their whole lives, which I can relate to. I've never been a Republican, never been a Democrat. When I first turned 18, I registered as a Libertarian. I've never believed in the two-party system. As the Libertarians say, I don't see them as Democrats or Republicans, I see them as Republicrats. Because there's not a whole lot of difference between them. And I'm sick of the two-party system. I'm sick and tired of every 4 years having to pick between the lesser of two evils. The lesser of two evils is still evil, right? I'm sick of that. But so the reason I did this was because I finally see a candidate that represents everything I believe in. I finally see a candidate that I truly believe can turn this country around and will turn this country around because of his proven track record. Because of the fact that he has not compromised on anything his entire career. And I think that's the kind of man we need in office right now. And like I said, I have some friends who posted that they've been third party for so many years, like myself, that they just don't feel comfortable making that switch. And I didn't feel comfortable with it either. Because at heart, I'm not really a Republican or a Democrat. But nonetheless, I want to urge all of you who are making that consideration, because I've noticed the majority of the views I get on these videos are from Ron Paul supporters. I look at the insight, and the search engines are usually people looking for Ron Paul. So I guess I am kind of preaching to the choir here. But I just want to, and if there are people that stumbled on this video by accident, I encourage you to research him, what he said, what he's done in his career, and his views on the issues, and a lot of what he says actually makes sense. And the way he's conducted himself in office has proven that he'll actually do what he says. So we seem to win both ways, both with what he's saying and both with what he does. So I encourage you to do your research on that. But I also want to urge those of you who do support him, who aren't necessarily members of the Republican Party, don't necessarily feel comfortable with it, to reconsider. You have to ask yourself if You want the status quo to win this year. And even if you don't think your vote will make a difference, do you want to at least know that you did the right thing? And that you supported the right person, and that for once you didn't vote for the lesser of two evils? Even if it's the slimmest chance that your vote might make a difference, don't you at least want to have that possibility that this country can be saved from the costly wars, the disaster of a foreign policy, the crumbling economy, the massive national debt that is tearing this country apart? Do you really want that to change? Do you care about your country? You know, and think about it this. You know, being a Republican for me has been kind of a weird feeling because I've never attached myself to that party. But it's really not that different. I'm still the same person. I still hold the same values and the same beliefs, and I still support the same Constitution. It hasn't changed me. All it's done is shown that I'm willing to take action in order to support what and who I believe in. So I just want to encourage some people to make that step if you haven't yet. You know, if we're gonna win this thing, it's gonna have to happen. So, just a reminder to those who are planning on doing it, you have to do it 2 months prior to your state's primary. So those of you in the early primary, such as Iowa and such, it might be getting pretty close. I think they do it on the postmark date. You're supposed to mail the paper in. I got mine from the military recruiter's office. I think you can get them from the DMV, and your state should have a website where you can print out the form. But you just fill out the form, put it in an envelope, mail it to your county's office, and the postmark date on that, when you mail it, needs to be 2 months before your state's primary. So try to do that as soon as you possibly can. It's probably not too late, but they do give you some grace as far as if you've at least mailed it on the day that you were supposed to. So get that taken care of, and just keep in mind this isn't for the Republican Party. And it's so easy to switch after it's all said and done. But this is for America. And it doesn't change you. It's not you compromising, changing your values. It's just you taking a step to do the right thing and support who you believe in. So, thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions on this, you can private message me. And I can try to steer you in the right direction of how to register, or how to do that. You know, I'm willing to help people out. Or if you have questions about Ron Paul himself, why you should support him, private message me, post a video response, a comment, whatever works. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. And as all the presidents always say, God bless America.